What is going on? You know what it is? It is a decent Banjoko chilling the most. I'm here with Professor Sean Whitmore, who is a savage at
Oh,
Jiu-Jitsu,
thank you.
representing Heroes Martial Arts, Los Gatos. Welcome to Bishop Chronicles. How you doing today, man? What's the latest?
I'm doing great. This is amazing. I've dreamed of this moment for
Shut
a
up.
very long time.
Nobody's believing that, and you should not be selling it. I'm not
It's
buying it. You shouldn't be selling it. You know what I'm saying? But
I
I'm
feel
glad
you.
you're on the show, though. Glad you're on the
Yeah,
show.
this is amazing. Amazing. We're
You know,
here. We're doing it. I'm doing great.
so he and I met so long ago at Heroes. Clicked immediately. He was still in college studying kinesiology. Am I right?
Yeah. I started off with engineering. I wasn't cut out for it.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, a lot. I mean, it's engineering, bro. I
I
can relate with
appreciate
that.
it, but it's not for me.
And so now you run Heroes Los Gatos. Tell us about Heroes Martial Arts in Los Gatos, which is an incredible school. You don't even know how cool it looks.
Oh,
You don't even know
thank
how
you.
cool it looks. Like, talk about the place, man.
It's amazing. I remember when I was 16, when I was just starting jiu-jitsu, and I was thinking, man, wouldn't it be cool to like do this for a living? And I guess that since then I've just been kind of aiming towards it. And that's how I got into kinesiology because I went in as engineering and I was like, oh my God, this stuff is hard. Like I always liked math, I always liked science, but
My God.
I wasn't dedicated to it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
my
yeah,
dad
yeah.
is very scientific and he got me interested in a lot of like the theory and stuff. But then I discovered there's kinesiology
Right.
and I was like, wow, like the science of like exercising and every
Mhm.
like since then I was like, I can just get really good at exercising so I can be really good at jiu-jitsu. So
Yeah.
like for my teaching and stuff, I try to like talk about like body mechanics and muscles and how that all works into the mechanics. So that's kind of my teaching structure, but the building itself is really beautiful. You
I mean,
remember
it's
in
incredible. If you've never been to Los Gatos,
oh my
California,
gosh.
you're already at a loss. So go to Los Gatos. But
It's a
two,
beautiful little town. Oh my gosh.
Google it, people. If you haven't been there, you should Google it. You know. But wait, how did you start in jujitsu? What were you doing before? Like, what got you into jujitsu?
Um,
What's your
I
origin
s-
story?
I started off playing baseball,
Okay.
and like I'm not a big guy. I'm not like
You're a giant
six.
in everyone's heart, though.
Thank you, thank you. I try to be a nice guy. Um, but like I was okay. Like I was a pretty good pitcher, and there was like a mental element of like pitching that I really liked, where it's like mano a mano, like you and the batter, and the catcher's there too, and you're like working together. It's a fun thing. But going into my senior year, I got a scholarship to play at Stanford. And I was like, oh my
Mhm.
God, that's a big deal.
That's
Holy
gangster.
moly.
And what
But
high
the
school did you go to?
problem,
You're like a Bellarmine
uh,
kid. You go to Bellarmine.
no, I went to Mountain View High School. Mountain View
Okay,
High School.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So what happened was every year there was a new baseball coach. So we had to kind of like reprove ourselves
I
to the new
hate stuff like
coach.
that, bro.
And the last year, my senior year, the year that I got my scholarship, honestly, like the coach was not paying attention.
Really?
Uh, I remember very distinctly we were doing a scrimmage match, and I looked to my coach for like, they give you like the signals and stuff to tell you
All
like
right.
what the plan is. And he's talking to a parent. I'm like, all right, he's not paying attention. I'm just gonna go for it then. And at the time, the pitcher was like the best prospect on the team. Like he was a sharp kid. He ended up playing for the professionals. He
Mm,
actually went to Stanford and played. So he was like a representation of a path that I was also trying to aim for. I also
right,
wanted to get to the big leagues.
right.
So he throws a fast one, and I hit it well enough to get to first base. We get there. I look over the coach. Again, he's not paying attention. He's
You
supposed to give you the
still,
signals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I steal second base. I was fast back then. I'm not
did
fast
they
anymore.
mention
Jiu-jitsu
that? Did
destroys your
they
knees.
mention after you stole second?
Yeah, he wasn't paying attention. He was not looking. So the batter hits it. I get to third base. And of course, yeah, as you know, he wasn't paying attention. I And the pitcher threw a wild pitch. I stole home, and yeah, I did all of that without like so
Even
none of
just
that was noticed. None of it. And then the season comes and then it starts. And I was put on the bench. I was put on the bench. And I was like, all right, well, whatever. And then I lost my scholarship because I was in a starting position. And I was like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm done with
right,
this. And that was like kind of like the final cut. It was like a
right.
death by a thousand cuts. There was like a lot of little other things that led up to
Yeah,
that
yeah,
moment.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, like I'm not gonna do baseball anymore, but I still want to do something. I did Taekwondo when I was really young. I was like, I kind of want to get back into martial arts. I have an interest in that. Um, and I would drive on El Camino in Mountain View all the time, and we would pass
Legendary.
by Health Gracie's all the
How
time.
Mountain View is a legendary school with legendary stories with legendary fighters, and he's
Oh my
one
gosh.
of them. So, what made you go in? Tell me about that first day.
Well, I remember passing by several times and the windows being all steamed, and I always thought
Yeah,
I
you
can
can't.
go in there and handle people. I can do it, I think. I don't know how to fight. Um, But the first day I walked in, it was afternoon class, and it was just like these bunch of grizzled guys just wrestling around.
Mm,
And Batata comes over and he says hi, and he
mm.
shakes my hand, and he's like, "Oh yeah, like this is jiu-jitsu. Like I think you'll like it. You can come give it a try." And I don't know if I tried that time or if I came in the second time. That doesn't matter. My I was young enough where my dad had to sign the waiver.
Yeah.
I have a picture of the waiver from was like 2016. Oh my gosh. No, 2006, 2006. Yeah, really long ago. Um and I don't remember the first move I was shown, but oh no. The first lesson I ever had doing jiu-jitsu was doing just snake escape for 1 hour. That's literally all I did. Snake
Yeah.
escape, snake escape, snake escape. No, do it like this. No, do it like this. Very,
Yeah.
very, very, very particular. And I was like, what am I doing? But I kind of just stuck with it. But yeah, that was my first class. And uh I think one of the first positions I learned was the close guard
Yeah.
and I thought that was really cool. And I was young and I was athletic enough to like get away with a lot of stuff,
Mm.
but I was really into like I don't know, like the coaches actually like paid attention to you and they
Very,
like built into you, right? That's what Patata did, that's what Will did, that's what Gumby did.
yes, R.I.P. Will.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Salute
He was a
out.
good guy.
Soldier
I
for sure.
remember. He was really patient with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember, yeah, Gumby was a brown belt around that time, and I was trying to pass his guard. He was not using his arms, and his eyes were closed. I'm like, what is this wizard? What is he doing?
Dude, the Gumby is not a human being. He is an experience. All right? He's an
Yeah.
experience. Like he's not human. He's interesting, bro.
And I'd taken that page out of his book, and I'll have other white belts experience that. No hands, hooks only. See if I can
Yeah.
pass my guard. It's almost like a test.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's great, dude. So, how long were you at Half Gracie's and when did you pivot towards Heroes? Like what was that? Was that because of college? Was that like
Yeah. So, I got my blue belt pretty quickly. I remember like it was kind of like, oh, should I get it that quick or do they wait? So they ended up giving me a blue belt in a year. Then I graduated high school and I tried to stay at Health Gracie's when I went to San Jose State,
mm,
but the traveling was kind of hard. The commute was
yeah,
kind
because
of difficult.
downtown San Jose to Mountain View's a beast, especially as a college kid. There's just a lot happening.
Yeah, and like I had school, I had new friends, and just like the excitement of all that. But at that time, Gumby started a gym downtown, and I was like, oh, like he was from Health Gracie, like it would just be like a lateral jump. It would just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
continue this ball. So yeah, ever since then, like I was over there. I got my purple belt, brown belt, and black belt from Gumby downtown after all of that, and now I live in San Jose, not too far from San Jose State. So I feel like I've really grown my roots in this little town. I
No,
really like it here.
I mean, you're everybody I know that learns from you absolutely loves your classes. Everybody loves the way that you teach.
Oh,
How would you describe the way that you teach and how did you learn the way that you teach?
I did a lot of personal training. Like I did a lot, like I hustled. I was there like early in the morning. There
Mhm.
wasn't much business in the afternoon, and then there was a lot of business in the evening. It was like an inverse schedule to
Yeah,
everybody else. A lot of people work 9 to 5. That's
yeah, yeah.
when I'm not working because there's no one to service, and everyone before work or after work
Right.
is coming in there. So, um, like you really have to figure out like how do I convey this complex movement to this person? Like how much do they know? Where are they at? How can you help them get to where they want to go in like the most safest and effective way that helps like keep it motivating, keep it fun and everything. So there's different cues that you have. There's like auditory cues. There's some people who like and that's when you're like sitting there and you're explaining it, and there's visual cues, right? And then there's kinetic cues as well. Where like I know right away, like no offense, because I'm kind of the same way. Like if somebody's explaining something, sometimes you're just like I just drone out. I'm like, oh shoot, I have not been paying attention. I'm so sorry. What are we talking about?
Guilty is charged and guilty for talking and being the guy that everybody's like
Can
at.
you show it one more time? And I don't mind because like I get it.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is like I put a timer on because I lose track of time very quickly, or sometimes I get so excited. I'm like, it's only been 1 minute. I barely gave them a chance to try it. So why would I interrupt them while they're still in their exploratory phase? So
Hmm.
I'll let people try it for about 3 to 5 minutes, and after some time, I'll start interjecting. I was like, okay, I see you doing this, and I try to like have them feel it in different ways, where uh, I try to analyze what they're missing and try to replicate it and do it on them. I'll say, this is how you're doing it. And then I'll say, this is what I want you to do. And I'll do the subtle change. And then I'll say, like, did you feel that difference in the off balanceness? Did you feel a difference in this and this and this? And they'll get it. So then I'll have them do it on me and try to replicate. And I'll say, okay, this is where the elbow should have been. This is where you want to change your head level, things
Right.
like that. Um, so I try to use kinetic cues as well. Um, my dad, when we were growing up, he would help me study a lot, and I'm really grateful because I struggled academically. The school game was very difficult for me. But he would come up with like a lot of analogies on how to memorize things.
Oh, that's
So I try to implement that as well to make it to have like a callback to a certain move. And I started studying 10th Planet for a little bit as well, and one thing that I liked that they had in their system is they have like names for like every single thing. Like you have the
bro.
rubber guard, you zombie the arm, you get to New York, you know?
Eddie Bravo does not get enough props for how he structured the way that he taught these moves. And
Yeah.
I would be lying if a lot of the stuff that I do from the Iron Hook system and the Cloud Scroll system, the way that I teach it, the core of it comes from Gumby. But
Mm-hmm.
but I'd be lying if I said that 10th Planet uh methodologies and ways of teaching didn't infect how I teach. It absolutely did.
Yeah. I mean, like if it works, I'm gonna use it. That's like the whole thing from like
Shout out to Eddie
jiu-jitsu.
Bravo.
Yeah, he's cool. I like his stuff. Big fan.
Yeah, big fan. Absolutely. Um, and so, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today was, basically, I have watched Brazilian Jiu Jitsu take over Silicon Valley so fast. Um, when I started at House, it was like 97, 98. Jiu-jitsu was super new and lots of people didn't know it at all. And little by little, more and more as the tech game grew and just like rocketed. I mean, we're talking about Google, we're talking about LinkedIn, we're talking about Facebook, specifically those places were really into jujitsu. I noticed a lot of people, Apple, a lot of Apple guys, right? I think Will. used to kind of teach a thing at Apple for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Was over at LinkedIn. You know what I mean? And stuff.
Batata was at EA.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Or he is. I don't know if he's still
Yeah, I
there,
think he
but
still might. I don't
yeah.
know what the deal is, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, last time I talked with somebody, they said that's what was going down, like EA Sports, and so you know, um, I love it, and I think it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that movie Revenge of the Nerds, right? Where these nerd guys come up, they're not, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden they find jujitsu, and I watched people come in, be complete like closeted nerdball type dudes, and then one day you come in and you see the t-shirt's a little different. Then one day you see they got like a slight tattoo on the forearm. Then one day, and like you kind of see them kind of like unfurl. You know what I
Like
mean?
blossom into more of
Yeah,
themselves.
right. But it's not an act, right?
Hmm.
Like, it's not an act. Like they're not trying to be tough guys. What I feel like is that jujitsu is allowing nerds, and I'm speaking as one, you know, to discover and be more of their natural full selves. I was wondering, like, what do you think about that? And what do you think about the explosion of jujitsu
Mm.
in the Valley?
Well, one thing that I've been thinking about a lot lately is
Mhm.
this phrase I heard from a YouTube video about being salty is fighting is a vehicle for self-discovery. And I think jujitsu really follows up on that idea because I mean, you're gonna get your butt kicked at one
Repeat.
point or another, maybe more frequently, maybe
No,
more or
it's
less,
always
depending
real
on who you
frequent at the
are.
beginning.
Oh, absolutely. You have to be okay with losing.
Yeah.
And it really checks your ego and it never stops. It always
Never
continues to
stop.
press you.
Mm-mm.
So it presents a problem. And I think, especially in the Silicon Valley, there are a lot of engineers, a lot of programmers,
Yeah.
and uh, scientists, and kind of built in is problem solving within their work. So I think you have to have a certain like mindset to have jujitsu be the sport that you want to do. You have to be okay with losing. You have to be okay with failing. You have to be okay with messing up, and you have to see it as a problem and be willing to fail in different ways until you find a solution. And a lot of the times the solution is there. You just have to like be able to replicate it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because in the beginning, all you really do is get your ass kicked, right? I mean, like that's all jujitsu really is. And I think that it takes a on one hand, like one of my friends would say, he used to say to me, it takes a lot of tenacity, to do jujitsu. When I first started, he was like, I'm really impressed that you do it. Just that you do it. Forget where you're at, how you're living, whatever. But like, I kind of didn't see it that way because I was used to getting my ass kicked. And my ass kick was pretty normal. And so I feel like for a lot of guys from the Valley who probably don't fight, haven't fought, and when they have fought, it didn't turn out that great, that going to jiu-jitsu wasn't that big of a deal if they know in the long term, I'll know how to do what I'm experiencing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
That's how I took it a lot. You know what I mean? Because people would be like, damn, dude, you're probably getting beat up all the time. And I was, but I
Still
didn't
am.
care. I was, yeah, still am. But like I was so fascinated with the how that the beating didn't matter. Like I would be like,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
wait, so you're just saying if somebody bear hugs me, I can just turn my hip out, stick my leg behind him, do boop, grab the knees, and he's down. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I was more fascinated. Like I would be willing to take all the violence as long as you showed me.
Yeah, yeah,
That I
exactly.
was
It's like,
okay.
how did you do that cool move? What
Yeah,
was that?
exactly. You know what I mean? Plus, all the Gracies were not that big. I was like 165 when I walked in there. You know what I'm saying? And I was not strong, and I had fundamental coordination, but I wasn't like gifted by any means. You know what I mean? So
I understand.
it was a great journey, but I think that part of the reason and like, do you code at all? Do you know how to code?
I tried. I'm not, no, not,
Yeah.
I'm really bad at it.
But I'm just starting to wonder if a coder's mind is built for learning moves in a Socratic method.
I think so. I think there's a lot of that, and you also see like a lot like there's Dante who he worked for the railroad, not the railroad, the light rail system.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think he works a lot with his hands. I don't know. I think it's there's a lot of jobs that require critical thinking as a main element.
Yeah.
So I think like whoever can embrace the critical thinking element, the problem solving element, can do well in jiu-jitsu. Especially coders. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. And
It
then
takes a
so
certain discipline.
I just jumped on the Claude.ai because I don't really use ChatGPT.
Mm,
I'm a Claude person. Shout out to
okay.
Anthropic. You can sponsor Bishop Chronicles whenever you feel like. So here's some of the CEOs that do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or train MMA, yeah. Um,
Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg, trained
Yeah, he's the famous one.
and Dave Camarillo. You might have seen some of his work in John Wick 4 because he was the guy who did a lot of the choreography and stuff like that. And he's just such a savage. Him and his brother, Dan, I mean, ridiculous, ridiculous skills. Um, they say Elon Musk says done judo and Kyokushin and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from childhood. I'm gonna call shenanigans, if you don't mind. Um, I'm not body shaming, and I will never begin to, but I'm gonna bet that his consistency has been waning if this is true. If it's,
Uh,
I don't see any part of how he functions that makes me believe he has. I'm not saying he couldn't have. I'm just,
hmm.
you know what I mean? When people were
We were
talking
we were all hoping for Elon Musk
about Musk
versus.
going against Zuckerberg, I was like,
Oh man.
all of my money is on Zuckerberg, not just because of Zuckerberg, but because of Dave. He's training
Yeah,
with Dave. You
yeah.
find somebody's training with Dave? Have fun. Have fun. I hope.
And he
I
did
hope
he did a competition. He did a competition. He's got some
yeah.
chops.
You know what I'm saying? Um, they got a quote here that says, according to Dana White, Elon's trained in martial arts too. He's done jujitsu. And he says, I grew up in South Africa. I've been up in a lot of fights. I don't know. He was also kind of privileged. So I'm not saying like he wasn't fighting. I'm just saying, you know, I'm
Doubtful.
we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Dan Schulman, PayPal CEO. They're saying that he's done a lot of Krav Maga and uses martial arts philosophy in business. You probably wouldn't be the first. No, no, no shock there. But I can't picture him in my brain, to be honest. Um, Joris Merks Benjaminson, he's a black belt in judo and aikido. He's over at Google.
I all I'm hearing is we have a really big bracket of CEOs.
I
Just
know. We want to put the fight card together.
I know, it writes itself. It writes itself.
Jeremiah Grossman, CTO of White Hat Security, black belt in jiu-jitsu, got into the sport about 7 years ago, travels to different BJJ academies worldwide and holds BJJ SmackDowns. Not sure what that is, but BJJ SmackDowns at security conferences. That's badass.
Is there a folding chair involved?
I think we might need one. I'll bring one just in case. Brian Knapp, the VP of Business Development at Yes Video, has a black belt in BJJ, does kickboxing, and a co-founder of Counter Move with a K, countermove.com, a fantasy MMA website backed by Randy Couture. So that's cool. Pablo Fuentes, I know him. I know him.
Oh, wow.
He used to be in the Bay. He has a blue belt. I think nah. So right now it's saying blue belt and BJJ, trains 4 times a week. Dude, I'm pretty sure he's brown or black by now. Because what happened is Proven got some funding. He ended up going down to Austin. I think he trained at Gracie Humaita for a while, and then we just kind of lost touch. But if
Mm.
he's not black, he's close, unless he like took on an injury or something. Um, Michael Farrington, Chief Product Officer at Ring Lead, trains with Robert Drysdale. Salute. Um, Robert Drysdale is my favorite jiu-jitsu author. Um, he's a white belt though, working towards blue. Couple other guys, Charles Witt, at Dell, Lloyd DeWolf at Piston Cloud Computing, practicing jiu-jitsu, was immediately hooked. So, you know, I think that's part of it, right? That if your CEO is talking to you about fighting, and if your CEO is using uh jiu-jitsu, judo, and military strategy metaphors to make things clear to the team,
Yeah.
you'll probably be like, let me go try. You know, at LinkedIn, they had several black belts on campus. Like I know Chris Obenza from Gorilla was there.
Wow.
Um, um, Daniel, who was also a black belt, Professor Daniel, Professor Chris, and Daniel would come through showing cool stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I mean, like it was really cool. I think Google and Facebook have way bigger programs inside though. Do you have a sense of that?
I'm pretty outside that space.
Yeah,
I have not been inside too much corporate.
yeah.
Um, but I think another reason why jiu-jitsu has become really popular in the Bay Area is because there aren't, have you heard of the idea of like third spaces before?
Break it down.
Third spaces. So basically, we wake up, we go to work, we go home, and those are kind of our main two spaces, home and work, home and work, home and work. The third space is where you go when you're not at home and when you're not at work, which for a
Mhm.
lot of people is jujitsu because you only have so much time in a day. You kind of pick an activity and you
Yeah,
fit
yeah, yeah.
that in a couple days a week to build a community. That's like the community aspect is third space. And especially with like technology, you have social media, all of this stuff, it becomes really easy to isolate, especially after like the pandemic when we're
Totally.
totally isolated and things like that. So, aside from like the Bushido aspect of martial arts, I think what it offers is community. And I think that's one of the best things is like I've worked with like accountants, I worked with like dedicated jujitsu people who like that's all they want to
Lawyers.
do, photographers, artists, teachers, you know what I mean? And you just get so much perspective and you get all kinds of uh dif different viewpoints that you normally wouldn't have if you just went to home and you went to work. And the third
Some
space is kind of like um getting more compressed. So I think that is an important aspect. And lastly, I thought about this a lot is as a male person, how often does anyone touch you? Not like
Yeah,
inappropriately, but like just like physical touch.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? Girls will like hug each other and whatnot,
Yeah.
and th that's a form of affection. And it's like roughhousing, like playful roughhousing, I think, is something built into some guys. Like we just want to fight. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
it's built into every guy. It's just latent. It's more latent in some than others.
And it's like this is like we signed the waiver. We're cool. We're gonna do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to throw you on the ground. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna get this amazing sweep on me. You're gonna try to break the crap out of my arm, and we're
Dude,
gonna
I
think
thought I was
it's
gonna pass out. I swear.
you know what I mean? And like I think that's what we need. Like otherwise we just go home and we fall asleep, we eat, we
Yeah, you just
do
wake up
whatever, we
it's
go
on
home,
the
and you're just
mill,
like, oh
right?
my God.
Like remember Smithers when he would be in The Simpsons, he'd be like, another one of your drones in Sector 7B. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what happens. That's why third spaces exist. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think like especially with like the 9 to 5 grind and everything that is
Yeah.
like built into the Silicon Valley. I think that's another reason why it's taken off. And a lot of like the people that come to my school are like they're working people, you know what I mean? We have
Yeah.
competitors and stuff and but I have a lot of dads.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I think honestly, a lot of dads, especially like, Valley dads who are happy that, they're making cool money, da, da, da. Nobody wants to get beat up just because you have a cool car or you're, you know what
Hmm.
I mean? And um, it feels good. It felt good at Blue Belt.
Hmm.
Be a married man and just say, you know what? If it goes down, short of them having an open blade or a gun, I'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I have a plan. I might get my ass totally kicked, but at least I have a plan. Like, I'm okay with getting beat up if I know I have a plan.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like, if I'm just like getting caught unawares, getting thrown around, like I'm not okay with that. I'm not.
You have a chance. You have a good chance.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's cool, man. Well, if you're a tech guy and you're looking for a new challenge, a way to connect and some community, you should consider going to try jujitsu, you know, how Gracie
Do
said,
it.
Santa
Do it.
Clara, Heroes Martial Arts, you know what I'm saying?
Hell
Downtown.
yeah.
Right?
Cousins. I feel like it's a cousin. I do you see my bag in the
I
background?
know. No, it's all family, bro. It's family, you know. Um, and so no, I really love that. Now, I want to talk about what I know is dear to your heart, and that is Street Fighter, the video game.
Oh yeah.
Now, look,
Man.
just to show you how funny life is, today, I'm not even playing. Today, I'm scrolling on IG and I see that in France, in old folks' homes, they're having Street Fighter 6 tournaments.
That's gonna be me.
I
That's
thought
gonna
you
be me.
were kidding. I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this. You ain't gonna win, Larry. You
You
ain't gonna
don't
win,
know yet. You don't know yet. Oh, he don't know
Larry.
this one.
And I just thought it was so cool. And they got video. I sent it to you on IG from 64 blocks. I
Okay,
sent
I'll have to check it out. I'm very bad with Instagram. I'm so sorry. If anyone's ever tried to insta message me on Instagram and I haven't responded, it's just because
he's leaving you
I'm
on
not.
red. Well, he doesn't care.
So many people aren't red. It's like the Thanos. I'm trying to collect all of the stones. I'm trying to get everyone's on red messages. Yes, another one.
Hmm. Nah, dude. It's really cool. But tell me, how did you get into Street Fighter? And then how did that start to inform your jujitsu? And vice
Okay.
versa.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess it depends on how far back you want to go. I Jiu-jitsu is really hard on your body. I'll just say that. It's I used to do a lot of destructive sports. I did rock climbing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I did paintballing. And after a while, you have to pick one
Yeah.
destructive sport. Everything else is gonna have to be restorative. So I picked Jiu-jitsu naturally. That's the one I'm gonna do. Um, and especially like teaching regularly.
Right.
Uh, I have to be very picky with who I spar with, how frequently I spar with, and what intensity I spar at. So basically, what it's coming down to is I have to fight less, and I want to fight. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do is fight. So, um, Street Fighter 6 came out. I saw an ad for it. I was like, oh my gosh, the
Mm-hmm.
graphics look amazing. This is kind of
Mm-hmm.
cool. I was playing some other game and I was kind of getting tired of it. So I think that was kind of a good transition for me to jump to. And I tried it and it was fun. I had a good time. And later, as I played more, um, I found out that were local tournaments. Actually, the
Mm-hmm.
Guild House is usually where I go to. Shout out
Where's
to the Guild House fam.
I'm too insular. Where's that?
It's right next to Heroes downtown. It's like
Shut
literally,
your mouth, bro. Really.
it's amazing. I love that place. Shout out to Guild House. They're so
Now
cool.
I might have to like go. Okay, so are you playing on a PC or are you playing on a
I play on PC. I'm a PC gamer. That's kind of just what I do. But they play on PS5. So at the Guild House, almost every Thursday night, they set up the PlayStations, they set up the screens,
yeah.
and they set up a tournament weekly.
Damn.
And my friend, like when I first went there, my friend Ed, uh, he sat next to me. He was like, "Oh, like, have you played before?" And I was like, "This is my first time here." And he just kind of like showed me the ropes. Shout out to Ed, Agent FFF online. If you need to, here, let me show you. He built this for me. Oh, yeah, this one here. So he built me a custom
He made that
control.
for you?
Yeah, yeah. So if you want to get into the game and you want some fly ass controllers, talk to
Bro.
Ed. Yeah, yeah, he's the man. He's the man.
Say
So
his at one more time.
Agent FFF on Instagram.
Yo, that is hard, bro.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
Loving that.
My other friend has started getting into stick making too. He does more like he's a carpenter. So he gets like he like makes really really polished like antique looking controllers. It's super cool. His name, he doesn't have Instagram. Oh no, he does. Soul L. That's my friend Brian. Soul L on Instagram.
How do you spell that though?
Uh oh my gosh, I'm good at jiu-jitsu. I'm not good at spelling. SOUL_EL.
Okay. Never let it be said that the Bishop Chronicles isn't a resource for people.
Yeah.
Never.
They're good friends. Like that's one thing that I really like about the Street Fighter is again like as well as jiu-jitsu, you have the community aspect.
Yeah.
And like once you have your black belt and people find out that you're a black belt, they kind of treat you a certain way. So being in the
Okay, what is that? What is that? When they treat you a certain way, tell me what's happened. What are you experiencing for those that don't have one or may never even try to?
I don't know how to put my finger on it. But I noticed it most with kids. Like when I teach kids classes, they see the black belt and they understand like the sense of authority that you carry and they
They
don't mess around
do.
too much. They listen to you. Like they might kind of like get distracted and be kids, but you can pull them back in. When I
Yeah.
got injured, I had to teach soccer, I had to teach tennis. I don't know anything about those sports also. I they just needed a body there. I was like, all right, put me in, I'll help. And I could not draw them in. Like they're just
Really?
like, this is just some guy. I don't know.
You should have wore your black belt on the field.
It's like,
Hello, dudes. So yes, this is a black belt. No, but you're right. I agree with you. I agree with you.
and like we got some things to say. I got like my philosophy and stuff, but also like I'm just the guy. Like, don't come to me for like financial advice,
Yeah,
relationship
not
advice, style advice. I don't know. I just go to work in sweats and a t-shirt, so that's what
that
I'm
that
doing.
happens when you do jujitsu. You know what I mean? Like your whole lifestyle becomes like quality of flip-flops. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
It's
honestly.
whole.
Clearly.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
absolutely.
yeah, dude. Now wait, I do have a real question. As a non-consistent gamer, I was always partial to Tekken. Why did you like Street Fighter better than Tekken? And I love Street Fighter, so this isn't even an
Hmm.
anti-Street Fighter thing. I'm just curious, as a Tekken guy, like if you played me and I was Yoshimitsu or I was um who was the lion face dude that could kind of grapple?
Oh, King. I think that's
Bro,
King.
I will
Yeah.
break souls. I'll
The
break
grappler, right?
yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Um, I think it's kind of twofold. I think Street Fighter 6 came out before Tekken 8, so that's kind of just what I latched onto. And then I just remember playing Street Fighter 2 in the arcade with my dad when I was really little.
Yeah,
So just a
was a
little of that
nostalgia, a
nostalgia.
little
Yeah,
nostalgia.
yeah.
No, that's really cool. And what character do you play when you're playing?
I play Ryu. He's kind of the fundamentals character. He has like no thrills or frills. He's what they call a Shoto.
Hmm.
What he does well in is the fundamentals. So, how can I explain this? There's something called like a neutral skip. So, neutral, I'm gonna get really nerdy. So, there's neutral. There's like the screen. Imagine like my Windows a
Yeah.
screen, and you start in the middle.
Right.
And you know how like when you're on bottom mounts, things have gone really badly.
Yes. Yes.
So one of the things is like if you're this guy in the corner, this is like the equivalent of like being on bottom mount because you have nowhere else to
Right, you don't have
move.
space. Right.
Yeah, so the top guy can put pressure, and
Right.
run your game. So there's all of these kinds of strategies. What Ryu does is he has to like work his way and he'll use his fireballs. He'll use like something called footsies, like a natural, like your normal moves, and do a lot of damage and try to put them in the corner. That's like his whole game. You have Ken, you know Ken, he's like the red gi guy.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
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 So he has this move called Dragon Lash where he can just like he can skip neutral. So he can like go from here to here like a
Like
jump
in a hard
scare.
count. Yeah,
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 like I got you.
yeah.
Or he has a really fast like movement speed. He's got a run. He's just got a lot of tricks to get in there. Have you heard of Akuma? Do you know who Akuma is?
Akuma is there's a mask involved. All right.
He has embraced the Satsu no Hado. So
All right. I'm gonna
I'm
pull
getting
up
really
all the
nerdy now.
characters right now. Keep going.
Yeah, he's like the demon version of Ryu, where he's like
Okay.
where Ryu is trying to embrace like nothingness. Akuma is like, I'm going to do whatever I can do to get super powerful, even if it's like egregious and evil and involving like murder and killing. I'm just going to do whatever I can do
Right,
to.
right, right.
So he's embracing the darkness, the dark side. Well, game wise, he's got so much bullshit. He like he makes you react to him. So he's got a lot of like mind tricks and all these things he can do to get in there.
Okay,
So I messed around with some of these characters. There's another character that I'm playing called JP. Uh, he's a zoner, and
okay.
basically he just has like so many projectiles. It's like, have you ever played Astro Fighter? Or that, like Atari, you have like the little spaceship, and there's just like all these
Oh, yeah, yeah,
projectiles.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Basically, that's what he's doing to you. He's just like throwing like all these fireballs from every angle at you to stop you from getting in. Um,
That's lit. Yeah, I
it's
see
fun.
that. Huh?
It gets really involved.
Yeah.
Also, fuck JP. Sorry, he sucks. I hate him so. I hate him so much. Fuck JP.
What about Fei Long though?
He isn't in that game. His predecessor is a character named what's his name? Golly, I have to look up the characters' names.
My real question is, how do you beat Chun Li though?
Chun-Li. Oh,
Chun Li is
she's
not
got
to be
some
trifled with, man.
she's got good buttons. She's
Yeah,
definitely someone difficult. She's got a really good natural game.
yeah,
Her low kicks are really fast.
yeah. That's what I
She
used to do is just beat Chun Li and just da 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 da
all
da.
those kicks, she's still
Chop
got
you
that
down,
move.
bro. Da, 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 da. Like that was my
She has a
thing.
move that like when you throw a fireball at her, she can jump over the fireball and just start her combo and then run her game from there.
No.
She's got like really cool like air combos and stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
She's got a fireball. It's not like to bother you, but it's a slow fireball, so she can hide behind it and like
And then
hide and
he
get her
goes.
way in through like a
Yeah, yeah,
shield.
yeah,
It's really cool. So she's got an interesting game. She's kind of complicated. She's not easy to use, so I haven't really touched her in
yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what? When did the work that you did to get better in Street Fighter start to bleed over into your into your jujitsu, or did you intentionally use jujitsu because you're already kind of built in a jujitsu mindset? Were you training Street Fighter with a jujitsu mind? I'm gonna
A lot,
assume.
yeah. I started to see the parallels like really quickly. Cause like you have to be okay with losing. You have to be okay with it because you're gonna lose a lot.
Here come the ass kickings.
Oh my gosh. Like there was one point where I was playing Ryu and I was playing against the JP. This was like early on when I was playing, and he was just throwing all these fireballs, and I could not figure out how to get in there. I put the controller down and I just lay down. And I just heard the guy beating me up in the background as I lay on the floor. I was like, I've had enough. I've had enough. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. I'm done. Um, so it like as soon as you feel good about yourself, the game will remind you, hey, check your ego, because there's always somebody stronger than you. There always is. I'm at this point where
Somebody's got
like
a technique you're not fully prepared for.
it gets deep, man. It's like I'm at the level where if I play against anyone that is casual about it, I feel confident in my
Yeah,
game to win a high percentage against them. Not every
yeah,
game. It's you can't win every game. You don't win them
yeah,
all, but
yeah.
I feel pretty good. And then I go to the tournament, I just get smoked every single time.
So you just recently went to a tournament in Vegas, and you've been to them. How many tournaments have you been to in Vegas?
Two now. So it's
And
a
what are they
big
called? And tell me about the last one.
so this one in particular is Evo. It's a major tournament. So if you win one of the major tournaments, you get invited to Capcom Cup. And if you win
Okay.
Capcom Cup, you win $1 million. So, yeah, my gosh. I'm nowhere near that.
Is that where the guy lost to the 75-year-old lady?
I think
Used
that
to be
was an
there was a guy,
exhibition
it was a
match.
big tournament, and a woman who was like 60 something or 70 won the tournament.
That might have been at Evo. I have to double
Yeah,
check. I didn't hear about that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Evo, so they have a lot of different fighting games. The two biggest ones this year was Street Fighter 6 and Tekken. Um, in Street Fighter 6 this year there was like over 4,000 participants, and then last year there's over 5,000 participants. So there's a
Damn.
lot of people. So like what I like about it is like in the game Street Fighter, they have like characters from everywhere, from Mexico, from the United States, from
Yeah,
Japan, from Russia,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's just from everywhere. So like to see that in real life, you have people coming in from Mexico, from
That's bad.
Japan and China and everything, and it's
Yeah,
just like you're part of this like big community.
that's
And
crazy.
one of the things that I was struggling with mentally is like trying to like prove that I belonged within the community. I would get frustrated that every week I would go to the tournament. I would go 0 and 2. Okay, like I'll go back next week. Okay, I'm 0 like at first you're kind of like fine with it. You're like, "Oh, of course, like I'm at a tournament." But after like going 0 and 2 like for the 10th time in a row, you're like, Can I get one? Can I get one? Come on." And you just have to be okay with it. You know what I mean? And what I started doing was I would start recording my matches, recording my replays.
Mm.
I actually have a coach that helps me, like, we'll sit down, we'll go through my footage, and it's like, oh, you could have done this better. Here's some drills that you can do. Just like someone that has been through the walk that I'm going through. His name is Cheaps, by the way, online. Dustin. We met up at Evo. Shout out to him.
What's his IG?
I don't have him on Instagram, but he runs like something called EX Dojo. It's a Discord,
Okay.
and basically it's just like a digital jiu-jitsu gym, but just for Street
That's
Fighter.
lit. I love it.
It's
That's
really cool.
awesome.
He's got a whole clientele. He's super busy teaching clients and
That
and
is
and
just cool.
everything. So yeah, I now I'll actually squeak out some wins. Now I go 1 and 2 sometimes.
Just to show you that growth is always possible.
Just a
All
little
right.
bit, just a little bit.
Well,
And I
that's
was, so that's what I do. And then like, I think you can carry that onto jujitsu. Like if you and your partner are cool with like recording matches, your roles, or you record your tournament matches, to have like the being okay, like watching yourself perform a certain way.
yeah,
And
it's scary. It's like in chess, like recording the notation, right? Like, when you play that notation back, you might be like super cringe at yourself.
it's like, oh
You
my
know what I
gosh, I
mean?
can't believe I did that.
Not the other person. You know what I mean? And so
Hmm.
like it's the same way in jujitsu, man. Like one of the most painful things to do is watch any tournament that I've been like to watch myself in a tournament. And like with chess and jujitsu, the gap of reality between what you thought was happening and what was happening and what you thought you were doing and what you were actually doing is usually it's a bigger chasm than you're aware of in the moment.
Yeah. And what I like about like this particular iteration of Street Fighter is they give you all of the tools to improve. Like so you can go back and you can watch the replay, you can watch it as many times as you want. Additionally, on the sides of the screen, they'll show you your inputs. Like, oh, I didn't do a fireball. That's not what I meant to do there. It'll show you like you actually did. It
You
says
want
right there. You
right.
actually did do a fireball. I was like, oh, I thought I did a dragon punch there. And then you go back and you look at the replay. Oh, I didn't do the input correctly. You know what I mean? So it'll show you. What else? They added this recently, and this is a huge game changer. Called a replay takeover. Now imagine, if you will, is if you can watch your jiu-jitsu match, you can pause it, you can put yourself into that exact situation, and okay, I got caught with this armbar. What if I put my arm this way? Okay, the armbar still works. What if I put my head this
What?
way? Oh, so you can just go over and over, replay that exact situation as many times as you want until you find the solution. And you can drill it as many times as you want. As not only do you figure out the solution, but you can execute on command the reaction that you need against Bison's flip kick because that shit is
What?
bullshit.
Wow.
So it becomes addicting. So it becomes like this problem solving that you have in jiu-jitsu. And you just have to be willing to put in the time and the effort of like, okay, against E Honda's like butt slam, like what do I
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I do a drive impact? How
Right.
like you know what I mean? And you start coming up with techniques, right? So one of the inputs that you have for Dragon Punch, let me bring up my controller again,
Yeah.
is you can hold down forward forward punch, right? Down
Right.
forward forward punch, and that'll if they jump from the forward at you, you'll just uppercut them, like a really
Yeah.
strong uppercut. But sometimes what happens is if they get close enough to you and they jump over your head, so if you do the same input, you'll miss.
Okay.
And then if you miss a dragon punch, they're gonna hit the
You're
shit out of
exposed.
you.
Yeah, you're exposed.
Yeah, it's like something jumping behind you and now they're getting a rear naked choke on you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
you're in a bad spot.
Yeah.
So for something like E Honda, when he does his butt slam, he's over your head. You don't know which side he's going to be on, if he's going to be in front of you or if he's going to be behind you. So the technique is you hold down. Oops. Oh, there we go. Oh, my
There we go.
computer.
We're back.
Yeah, yeah, I'm back. You hold down, forward, backward, and then you just kind of spam that. And when you hit punch, it'll automatically correct which side is he on, and you can get it. Oops, every single
Wow.
time.
That is
So
it, bro.
and yeah, yeah. So you just like come up like, okay, like that's a solution that I came up with to a problem I kept running into. I don't have to guess anymore. Just okay, I see him go up. I'm gonna execute this little plan that I have, and then what I can apply my game. I can apply my pressure from there.
Dude, that's lit, bro. That is absolutely lit, man. Like, I didn't realize the game had grown that much within itself. And I
These
didn't realize that
kids,
there were coaches. I didn't know.
yeah, it's deep. It's deep because like if you can win $1 million, people are gonna try to get real serious about it. You know what I mean?
Man. Yeah, dude.
So
Damn. Well, yo, dude,
yeah,
I want to thank you for being on Bishop Chronicles. Wait, I have to have you tell the story of what you learned when you fought yourself.
oh my
I have not forgotten.
gosh.
Now,
Oh
I'm
my
going to
gosh.
frame the story with this story you're about to hear is amazing. But, you know, uh, I was a big fan of Samurai Jack, the original Samurai
Yeah,
Jack,
yeah.
right? Shout out to Gendy Tartakovsky. Shout out to Will I Am for doing the theme song. Um, I actually interviewed Gendy Tartakovsky once.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was a radio DJ. I interviewed him once. But my one of my favorite episodes of the original Samurai Jack is there's this one where he has to fight himself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay?
yeah, that
When you
one's real
told me this story, it reminded me of that. But
oh my
please
gosh.
tell the Bishop Chronicles
I
listeners
can't
about
believe I forgot
what you
about this.
learned
Okay.
fighting yourself.
So let me kind of build the structure around the story. So
Yes.
within the fighting game community, there's something that is called a money match, where you'll agree to like usually like $100 or so, like a first to 10 or a first to 7. So whoever gets 7 wins, 10 wins,
Right, right,
wins
right.
that set, and it gets hype. Like we've had a couple of those, and people just go crazy over the interactions. It gets there's the energy is palpable.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
amazing. So within the game, they added this new system where it takes like your last like 50 or 100 games, analyzes your habits, your play style, your combos, your mistakes, everything, and it puts it into an AI computer, and you can fight yourself. And it was really fun. So I took a little more extra weed than normal, got deep into the zone, and locked in. I wanted to fight myself. Because have you ever thought about like how you would do in jiu-jitsu if you fought a younger version of yourself? What that
Oh,
would be like? And we can't do that, but with this we
it
can.
hurts. It hurts.
So I fought myself. So what? Okay, I'm gonna give up some of my strategies. This is one of the things my coach told me to do. Is first thing you check. when you're first fighting somebody that you don't know, you kind of have to like scout out like what information, how do they fight, how do they put on pressure,
Of
what do
course.
they do under
Yeah, yeah.
pressure.
It's just
So
no recon.
round one, game one, second one, jump in. One of the most risky things you can do, but if you land it, you put on a lot of damage and you check to see if they can stop you from jumping in. If they shoot you out of the air, they got anti-airs and you respect it, you find another way in. If they don't
Right.
do anything, now that you can kind of question it. You keep jumping in at opportune times and just put on the damage until they do something about it, right? That's the
Mhm.
question that I'll ask people in the game with my fists is, what are you going to do about this? What are you going to do when I do this?
Right.
How do you respond when I do this? And that's kind of like what you're scouting for. So, round one, game one, I'm like, I know that you know that we're going to jump. So I'm gonna wait for you to jump, and I snipe myself out of the air. It's like I know myself so
Right,
well
right, right,
that
right, right.
automatically the person across the screen, which is myself, is going to jump. The first three games, I destroyed myself. I'm ahead. I'm feeling confident. But then the computer comes back fierce. I'm like, I know that move. I know that trick. Like there's something called a shimmy, where like
Right.
when you throw somebody, like, cause so it's like a rock paper scissors. Um, strike beats throw, block beats strike, and throw beats block. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Rock,
Yes.
paper, scissors.
Yeah.
And one thing, so when you throw somebody, there's something called a shimmy, where like you throw them, they're on the ground, and as they're coming back up, you throw them again, and you throw them again, and you
Right,
throw
right,
them
right, right.
again.
I got you.
And then as you walk up to them, oh, there's something called a tech. So to stop a throw from happening, if I hit throw when I think this person's going to throw, it just breaks them apart and puts you back into a neutral
Okay.
spot. So if I guess wrong and I try to throw on wake up after I get knocked down and the person moves back and you miss a throw,
You're
you're in a
exposed.
vulnerable spot. You're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So I get caught into a throw loop and like my computer self shimmies myself. That's a move that I do. That's a mental game that I play, that I fell for, that I set up on myself, and I lose five in a row. And I'm just like, oh my
What is
gosh,
happening?
I'm terrifying.
Right.
Like it's like almost disrespectful how I'm playing against myself. Like it's awful. So then I pull something out that I knew would hurt my own feelings. So let me tell you, I hurt my own feelings. So in the game, you can taunt, right? If you hit all of the attack buttons, you throw out a taunt, and it's kind of a diss. Like it's like giving the person a middle finger in some
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
more disrespectful version do you know what a teabag is? It originated, I believe, in Halo. After you shoot down your opponent, you stand over their body and you squat down, you stand up, you squat down, you stand up, like like a teabag. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
And that has followed into fighting games where, and bro, that used to get me heated when somebody would just like shit on you, just completely outclass
Not cool.
you, and then get you like knock you against the wall and
Yeah,
get you into a dizzy state, and then
yeah,
they
yeah,
teabag you. Oh my God, I would get so mad. I would get tilted. I would get salty. Like to the point where like I had to like stand up and touch some grass. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
oh my gosh. So anyways, that's what a teabag was.
Right.
I was down 3-5. I teabagged myself. And the demeanor that the computer played was so different. And I would just constantly
Really?
just for the remainder of the game, I would teabag myself. Just not only like gameplay wise, outclass myself,
Right.
but psychologically break myself.
Right. Right.
And then
Right.
after that moment, it was like, oh, people do this to get a emotional response out of their opponent to make them angry, to make them make mistakes, either drop
Right.
their
They
combos, get them
lash.
flustered. So
Yeah.
now it's like, I get it now. if I let it upset me, I've
Um,
lost the game completely. So it's like it's like in jiu-jitsu, if you fight emotionally and you
you
let
lose.
something get to you, you just see red and you
Yeah.
put too much effort, you put too much weight, you put a little more umph than you should.
Way less presence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was just like, this is just a tactic. It's a more of a them thing than it is a me thing.
Mm.
So after that, like it doesn't bother me anymore. People will do it, like what maybe it was a close game or they just dominate. I was like,
Yeah.
it's like whatever. They're just
Right, right. It
it's a
doesn't.
like it's yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just they're just being a knucklehead. They're trying to use it as a psychological tactic to get to me. And if I let it get to me, they're just gonna win the whole thing. Just
Dude, so you became Samurai Jack. You are
yeah.
that episode.
And I ended up
Samurai
winning.
Jack did refrain from teabagging in that.
Not on the kids show. There was an adult version
Oh,
later on where they
thankfully,
got more violent
thankfully.
with it.
Yes. But dude, that is an incredible story though, dude. I love that, man.
It was such a weird thing to fight yourself to that level.
Yeah, no, that's dope, dude. You make me want to go start getting the game and doing it.
Do it, do it. Come over. I'll get you started. I'll show you
Oh,
the
yeah,
way.
I'm down, bro. I'm down. Um, I know I started, this is my jujitsu journal, my second, right? And I started
Oh, yes.
journaling because of you, because Professor Dorian Cartwright told me that you wrote down most of your rolls when you rolled. And I was like, despite doing journaling in general for a bunch of years and then doing stoic journaling uh, for the past six, I was like, why have I not? You know what I mean? So this year I started journaling jujitsu, and my understanding of myself, my understanding of how I think about jujitsu and how I intend to teach jujitsu has skyrocketed. It's crazy. And so I'm grateful to you for that. But I wanted
Oh, thank you.
to start journaling about it, and what what are the core values that you see that come from doing it so consistently?
I mean, there's just so much. Like, there's so much technique, there's so much ideas, there's so many combos. Like, it's hard to remember everything. And
Mm.
it's like Musashi. Like, he wrote the Book of the Five Rings. You know what I mean? He has like all of his notes.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee has all of his notes. Like, all of the greats did it.
Shout out.
Absolutely. So it's just like. I can't remember everything. So writing it down, kind of writing like what techniques I was doing, my mindset. Also just like one thing that I did and I still do when I roll is I have like a field note about this person. Like what are their habits? Do they play aggressive? Do they play passive? Do they have traps? Like Paul Tellis has his like wrist
I'll
lock
tell it.
traps. He's got leg locks and Dar's really strong. He's really
Yeah.
explosive. He's got good
Ours gonna
technique.
get you with that slow crushing pressure.
Bear, I don't know if you've rolled with him yet. He's got tremendous pressure. He's got good leg locks. He's got great takedowns.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's got a lot of good things going for him. Uh, you know what I mean? You just like kind of pick up like, okay, this person rolls this way, and you start to come like in Street Fighter. There's different archetypes. There's zoners, there's grapplers, there's
Yeah.
shotos, and you're like, okay, when I fight against this person, I have to fight with this type of strategy. When I fight with this type of person, I have this type of
All right.
strategy. Um, and yeah, you just kind of take notes and write down what was working. And that's what I do with Street Fighter too. I have my Street Fighter notes here. Like post Evo, like I want to learn JP. I want to practice these characters, these combos. Like here's things that were working. When I was fighting John Pham, like this is what I was doing, this is what he was doing. Um, so I don't know. Yeah, it's just fun. You just kind of do it.
No, I like that, man. Well, dude, thank you for being on Bishop Chronicles. Tell people how to get in contact with you, even though you won't reach out to them on Instagram.
Honestly, if you want to get a hold of me, I'm on Discord. My Discord on most things actually, Instagram too. It's this Sean, all one word, ThisSean. It's this Sean. I'm not that Sean. I'm not that Sean over there. I'm this one right here.
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you for being on Bishop Chronicles. If you're ever in the valley, you need to go to Heroes Las Gatos. I mean, it is a great place, and there's so many restaurants in and around that area. Oh my God.
A lot of good food there. Absolutely.
Was it one of your students told me to go to, is it GT Meats or LG Meats?
Oh, LG Meats. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Did you go there?
It's so good.
It's really good. It's really good.
It's so good. LG Meats, man.
I think you can get like snake, you can get alligator if you want there. They have all kinds of things.
There?
I believe so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, it's so good over there. I have never had anything near a mediocre experience when I go to there. I mean, it's just unbelievable, dude.
It's
Unbelievable.
quite popular. The hardest thing is the parking, but if you can stick
Yeah,
that
yeah,
out, it's
yeah.
worth it.
Somehow I always get dope parking. I don't know why, but yeah, yeah, I don't know, but so good. Well, cool, man. Thank you for being on, and thank you for
Thank
sharing
you for having me.
your thoughts and ideas on Jiu-Jitsu, Street Fighter, and the Tech Bros. All right. So
All right.
yeah, dude. Talk soon. One love. You know how we do. Follow at Bishop Chronicles. You got any questions? Share this podcast with
Do it.
everybody you know, especially those that are in the game and extra stuff. And we out.
Do it. See ya.